The following program is sponsored by Investment Property Experts. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guests, and not necessarily the opinions of this radio station and its affiliates. All information, materials, and estimated returns discussed or presented are for educational purposes only. All services described are optional and are provided by Investment Property Experts, its affiliates, and independent third parties. All listeners are encouraged to consult with their attorney, accountant, or financial advisors before entering into any type of investment. Millionaires are made in times like these, so if you're ready to become one, then this show is for you. This is Investment Property Experts, where you'll learn the secrets and strategies for earning top dollars in today's growing Arizona real estate market. And now, your host of Investment Property Experts, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts. And here we are going into December. The year went pretty darn fast, but it's not over and it's not too late to increase your net worth through real estate. So let me tell you something. Right now, real estate is going to be a little bit slower in December, but come January and Feb of 2017, you are going to see a transformation in the marketplace. I can feel it. I know it's going to happen. And so the question is, when do you make your move? Do you wait until after the holidays, or do you start now to plan your 2017 investments? I have a couple special guests today. We have Julie, part of our investor sales team. Julie, how are you doing today?
Hi, Daniel. I'm doing awesome.
And we also have Tim, part of our investor sales team. Tim, how are you doing today?
Daniel, I am doing great. Great to be here. Thank you.
So I want to, let's talk a little bit about what we do. So Investment Property Experts, we have two primary investment opportunities for our clients. We try to keep it simple. One is our Deed of Trust investment program, where you can earn a 9% return on your investment. And then in addition to that, we have also the opportunity for you to buy properties. Now, when you buy properties are renovated and or rented, okay, and they're cash flowing. They're under professional property management. We have it all teed up and set up for you so that you can enjoy a hassle-free investment without having to worry about all the issues and problems that typically real estate does bring to the table. Now, that sounds backwards, doesn't it, Julie?
Well, you know what? Maybe, maybe not. What I think when you describe that scenario is this is the perfect investment for the unexperienced investor, but also for the experienced investor who really doesn't want the headache of the things that they have done in the past. For example, we do everything for you. It's turnkey. It's ready. It's performing.
And that's so strange that we actually have people that partake in our investment program even though they have 20, 30 years experience. In fact, I would say that half the people that approach our team literally say, hey, I'm getting too old. I don't want to deal with this stuff anymore. I know the real estate game. I've made a lot of money in real estate. I know the market's hot. I know it's going to appreciate, but I just don't want to do the heavy lifting. Can you take care of it for me? And, of course, we say yes. How do you get started? Call 602-254-6244.
That's exactly right, Daniel. A lot of the people that we talk to are just the kind that you mentioned. They're people who have invested for years in real estate and finally say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want all the hassles. But I want to continue, with the growth that's available to it. But then the other side is kind of what Julie was talking about, are people who say, man, I don't know if I ever want to invest in real estate or not. I hear it's hard. There's a lot of stuff you have to do. And these are people who just simply want to find a nice place for their money to make a great investment. And they're able to do so to come in here because we've taken a lot of the hassles. A lot of those issues are gone for them. They can come in and look at this much more like a regular investment and just allow their dollars to work for them.
You know, Tim, that's a really good point. And when you consider who we meet and the conversations that we have every day, one of the things that always just blows my mind is here are these people who want to make the biggest return possible on their investment. Who doesn't? Right? I mean, that's what we all want. We want to make a really wise decision on where we put our money. And then when you have investors who either A, have no experience, have a ton of experience, or just don't want the headache, but what they see is when you put your money in real estate, there are no greater returns out there. period.
Because you use leverage, right? So when you invest $1, you're really investing 20 cents, and then you can borrow the other 80 cents. And because you can leverage your investment capital, that's why the returns go so high. And it feels like cheating in certain cases. It really feels like cheating because it's really that easy. 2 stories. The first story is, I remember years ago, I worked with a client, and he worked at Costco, okay? Made 37, 38, 39,000, maybe 41, 42,000. I made that guy a lot of money, because he followed my direction. I would set up the deals, I'd put him in the investments, I would take care of the property, and he made a ton of money. Now, why did I care so much about him? Well, he was a friend of mine, just like many of our clients are friends of mine. But in addition to that, his story was single dad, and his son just turned 18 or 19, and he didn't have a chance to really live his life. And so he was like 50 plus, and now he was going through his, his 30s, I guess you could say. And so I really made me feel good that I could make him enough money so that he could retire, have some fun, splurge, do some traveling, and it transformed his life. And if you think about it, didn't really have that much money to begin with, had a job, had some decent credit, didn't make that much money, but were able to utilize what he had, the tools in his toolbox, to change his life. Okay, so that's one story. Now, here's another story I want to tell. By the way, to get involved, to change your life, 602-254-6244. Now, you have to ask yourself a question. What makes a company truly great? Have you ever met a really successful doctor, or maybe a really successful even financial planner, where they've been so successful over the years that when they meet with you, they don't have that greedy component like staring you in the eyes. They've made their money, they're happy, they're content, they're passionate about their business, and they don't need to make your dollar, right? They're doing their work and their service because they like it, because they enjoy it. That is investment property experts. With what we have in front of us, I mean, we are so over the top right now that it's almost it's silly. It's silly what is going on. And so what that does to us is it makes us perform even better, because we are able to look at our clients knowing that we already have ours. Our team members have their retirement. IPX has its money. I have my money. And so when we work with the clients, we don't need to care so much about how much money we're going to make, but rather just doing the right thing at the right time with the right investment to help our clients get what we have. 602-254-6244.
When you make that phone call, what you're going to do is actually set up an appointment to strategize with us so we can get to know you and do exactly what you just said, Daniel. And that is key. We're taking care of our investors.
Yes, and when you say get to know, the first month or two, yeah, it's a learning experience. You're getting to know us. But you know what's exciting is after 6 months or a year or a year and a half or 2 years, because then when the relationship is there and the trust is there, and oh, by the way, we've already made you a pile of money, all of a sudden you're going to get this warm, fuzzy feeling inside your body, and that feeling is love. If you want to become part of the IPX family, what you need to do is call 602-254-6244. That's 602-254-6244. Or you can go to our website at investmentpropertyexperts.com.
Real estate investing has never been easier. Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. And now, your host, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts, where we deliver both cash flow investments or the opportunity for you to buy investment properties. And when you buy these properties, you can use your IRA and do a rollover to a self-directed IRA. We can help you create a checkbook control LLC. We do this complimentary. We won't charge you a dime. You pay some filing fees, $85 for the LLC, $33 for the publication, and then I think $35 whole dollars to open up the actual account with the self-directed IRA custodian. But we've done so many of these, we can make it very painless for you to roll over your IRA and buy investment properties. Now, why would you do that? Well, it's all about choices. The returns on investment properties compared to any other investments that are out there for your IRA doesn't compare. It doesn't even come close to compare, but you have to understand it's because we can offer the leverage. We can lend to your IRA so you can buy these properties. But in addition to that, you can use the equity in your own house to borrow from and then invest in real estate. You can use that same money as a down payment with conventional financing. If you have other cash, you can use it. You have so many options. And the trick is you got to develop some trust with us to start, and then afterwards you're going to get more and more advanced on your investments, and then we'll be able to make you more and more money. Now, the other option, go to a financial advisor. In fact, what do you think financial advisors are saying these days?
You know, that's a crazy, crazy question because they say all kinds of things. They're trying to set you up for your future based on how much money you currently have. That drives me crazy. I hate the idea of an investor or a person, not even an investor, just a human being having a certain amount of money in their pocket or in their bank account or wherever they have that money, and it's slowly being depleted. One of the first things they're probably going to ask you is, how old are you?
Right, and a lot of times they won't even talk to you unless you have money.
Right.
Well, it's like if no financial advisor will talk to you unless you have money, then how do you get money? Well, don't talk to a financial advisor. You know what? I have a theory. My theory is now that financial advisors will help you spend your money, and we help you make your money. Now, that is the truth because financial advisors want you to have $500,000 or $1 million, and then they're like, we're gonna deplete your principal by this much each month, each year until you're dead. And actually, that's another question they ask. Oh, well, when do you want to stop working? And let's figure out when you're going to die.
Yeah, how healthy are you?
And oh, by the way, you only have $300,000, and it looks like you're going to die at 83 and a half. So I'm sorry, I can't accept you as a client. Go make some more money. Well, how do I do that? Well, don't talk to financial advisors.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things, a lot of times, I think what they're trying to do is to make sure you don't lose money, as opposed to how can we make you the most money. It's sort of like a football coach saying, how do we not lose the game, as opposed to how do we win the game? There's a whole different way of looking at it.
You know what, Tim? That's such a fantastic analogy. I mean, really, I couldn't have said it better.
And that's
awesome.
what a lot of the financial advisors are doing. I literally have seen commercials. Oh, we protect your principal. They don't even talk about making money. They're like, this time we're not going to lose it.
Well, I'll even add.
Yeah, that's the best we can hope for is that, you don't go downhill. That's what we're hoping, you know? Wow.
Well, and let's talk even further. Between the three of us, how many financial advisors have we met? A lot.
Well, that's right. Like 10% of our clients are financial advisors.
To figure out how to make money.
Because that's what we do.
That's what we
help
do.
people make money.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is like
evolving.
This is
revolutionary.
Okay, so then let's kind of talk about how we work with our investors. Well, first of all, you have to call to schedule that meeting. 602-254-6244. We also have these events on a routine basis. IPX Wealth Workshop, interactive workshop. We have some special meetings about some out-of-country investments. If you'd like to partake in that, we're going to open up the door a little bit more on those. And for those of you that are new to Investment Property Experts, we had a couple of very exciting projects going on in Mexico. Extremely lucrative. I mean, extremely lucrative. And, I understand some people are fearful for investing out of the country. At the same time, I can assure you the returns are so much higher in other countries, period, especially third world countries. Philippines, I have a lot of experience in working out there on investments. I personally have investments out in the Philippines. Mexico is no different. And the trick is make sure that you work with somebody that is extremely knowledgeable and understands how to do investing in other countries in order to capture those returns. And trust me when I say, you know what? I hate that word, trust me. Don't trust me when I say, no, that doesn't sound good either.
I know. I'm sorry.
Listen to my words. 602-254-6244 or investmentpropertyexperts.com.
Daniel, earlier you were mentioning about the different opportunities and how many ways there are to invest, using your IRA funds, getting maybe a home equity line of credit, using cash, getting conventional financing, so many different ways to finance, to make these investments happen. But what we're also doing is offering so many different opportunities, and that's very unique within IPX and our company. Deeds of trust, 9% return. Property investments, buy a property that's cash flowing, paying for itself, it's working for you. Appreciation play, huge. We are in a huge appreciating market right now. That is fantastic. But then now you've got these international investments. We've got things that you have been preparing for when the market does change.
Yep.
You are 10 steps ahead.
Look at all the stuff we don't even talk about.
We don't talk about
honestly,
these
we don't
things.
because we don't want people to think we're crazy. Honestly, that's honestly why we don't. I've learned the hard way that you don't want to feed too much information to any one person at any point in time, because then they'll cock their head and they'll just look at you like you are nuts. And honestly, I am, but I know how to make money. And so, in all seriousness, though, but you're right. I mean, we are planning for the ultimate future. I mean, think about it. We have our typical deeds of trust. We have our typical properties. And you know what? We mostly just talk about that because we want to get to know our clients. We want to make sure that they trust us. We trust them. And then after that, we start to open up the door to other opportunities. When it only gets better. It only gets better. But if our potential client doesn't have enough, I'm trying to say this as nice and respectful as possible. If our potential client does not have enough education, in other words, be smart enough to actually take advantage of the real estate market right now in front of us, then they're not our client. Because if they don't understand first grade, we can't graduate them to second, third, and fourth grade, right? You have to go through first grade before you can go to second grade, third grade, and fourth grade. But the investors that have gone through first, second, and third grade, they're loving high school. Let me tell you that, because that's where the big money is made, and we can bring you there. But you got to make a phone call, 602-254-6244, or investmentpropertyexperts.com.
And that's just hitting on all of that and what we were talking about earlier about being part of the family and learning this as you go along. I love this. I was just talking with a client this morning. Great guy. Has been invested with us in deed of trust. That's coming due right now, so he's taking some of those funds, looking at another deed of trust. He's also using some money because he wants to purchase a home. And
he did one deed of trust, and then it got paid back. And now he's doing another deed of trust and a property?
Now he wants to buy a property, and his girlfriend would like to invest down in Mexico. So we have all of these different opportunities. He's learning as we go. We're talking
They're like
strategies.
ordering everything off the menu.
It's
They're like, I want one of everything.
That's it.
That's like going to McDonald's and I want, number
That's what I
1,
do
number
on
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, the cruise ship kind of menu. Whatever you've got, I want it.
Yeah, it's buffet. IPX, your new buffet. If you want to get involved, all you have to do is call 602-254-6244 or visit us at investmentpropertyexperts.com.
Real estate investing has never been easier. Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. And now, your host, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts. We're doing some reflecting, talking about financial advisors and how they work with some clients if they have enough money, how they will try to get a certain return, for their client. But at the end of the day, the financial advisor often will calculate how much money you can take out from your principal in order for you to pay your bills up until the point the death calculator says you're going to die, to put it bluntly. And, IPX, we do things different. The first thing we do is we, at some point, try to identify your goal. Like, what do you want to achieve? Now, in all honesty, we don't sometimes do it in that first or second meeting, right? Because people are not that comfortable, disclosing what they really want out of life. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they don't even know what they have, let alone what they want. Some are just trying to survive. Some just need cash flows. Some, they just need, $2,000, $3,000 per month cash flow in order to pay bills or do whatever. Some are trying to cut down on their hours on their job. And so I guess you could say that some people kind of come in, they do a deed of trust or two, or they buy a property or two, and they keep it simple. And then over time, if they want, we will talk about truly what their goals are. And honestly, that's when I get more excited, because how many meetings have we all been in where we meet with a particular client and they got comfortable And now we're getting into the weeds of like, what do you really want out of life? Like that one client that was going to retire out of, in Panama. And now he's like, well, now that I know if I'm an IPX client and the IPX can help him get a permanent residency in Mexico. Like easy, like really super easy. And he's like, wow, that's, pretty amazing. And he literally changed his whole retirement plan because of how easy we're making it for him. He actually has property in Panama right now. He's been trying to deal with Panama, trying to get a permanent residency, and like he can't, and they're giving him problems. And why is Mexico different? Why is Mexico special? Well, first of all, it's our neighbor. It's close, number one. Number two, why is it special? Well, I have all kinds. See, I could just start talking, but from the people that are considering some Mexico investments, why should it matter to them? Well, here's a couple things. The first is it's a well-known fact that the returns in foreign countries are much higher than just returns in the U.S. Now, why is that? Well, number one, there's more political uncertainty in foreign countries, okay? Look at the Philippines. Right now, there is a president of the Philippines running around killing people, basically, okay? He's literally running around the Philippines killing crooks, okay? Did I mention that? The bad people, right? And so, they went from one political environment to a president that's literally executing people in the Philippines to try to clean up, his country, okay? And so you would never see the U.S. do something that extreme. And I realized that our current president looked like he was going to be extreme, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to be nearly as extreme as what he said he may be. And so the political uncertainty is what causes higher risk, but also higher returns. But most importantly, if you can understand how another country works and participate in the investments, then you have the best of both worlds. You can limit your risk by understanding how to do business in another country. And on top of that, the returns are phenomenal. Now, let's back up for a second. By the way, if you're interested, 602-254-6244. So let's back up for a second and think about this. Financial advisors will help you liquidate your principal by making you a very small return and basically have you spend probably more money than they can make you. Now with IPX, we can help you create cash flow instantly through deeds of trust. We can help you buy investment properties that we have in our inventory, turnkey, occupied, cash flowing, and we can take care of all the financing, rolling over the IRA, provide financing for the IRA. But on top of that, we can bring you into some alternative investments, such as our land investment opportunity that's perfect for during an economic crash, okay, which we're not in right now. We're actually in a booming real estate economy here in Phoenix. But on top of that, we can bring you into some out-of-country investments, such as, well, we're just focused in Mexico right now. I have stuff in the Philippines, but it's too long of a commute, and that's why I kind of kept more distance from out there. But Mexico, 3.5 hours, and you're there. And when the
next door neighbor.
Yeah, it's so easy, so close. And that's why I love it, because I can work in Phoenix, I can work in Mexico, I can get the extreme returns in Mexico for my clients, for our company. In Mexico, and I have, I've spent 3 years trying to, analyzing and learning and understanding. So this is not new, but I have a handle on what is happening right now. 602-254-6244. And here's the thing, you don't have to do it. You can just do the stupid simple investments, deeds of trust, or investment property. 602-254-6244.
As you're talking about all these opportunities and even the land, some of these are not the current investment for today's trends. And that's one of the things I want to point out. Daniel, what I love so much about IPX and you specifically is you do your homework and you do study and you Don't put anything out there that you haven't put your big toe in and actually you've jumped into the pool.
Yep.
You have literally
I
got your
the
hair
whole
wet.
thing from top to bottom, left to right, and I make sure I flush out all the problems. And I'll be honest, when I first started doing business in Mexico, I got taken advantage of. Worked with the wrong attorney, worked with the wrong accountant, and but I did it, semi-purposely. You have to understand, foreign countries are different. You have to you play by a completely different set of rules. And so when I went in, I had my own process and strategy. I knew exactly what I wanted to accomplish. And even some people said, well, so-and-so is doing this and this. And I'm like, yeah, I want to see how far they're going to take it. Okay. And then once I was able to collect all the data and build my network, then I was able to attack it from a different side. And I know the good and I know the bad. And I built the team. And now that we have the team, we came into the most unbelievable projects that you could ever imagine, and it's exciting stuff. 602-254-6244. You know the one thing I forgot to mention?
What's that?
You see, okay, so financial advice, they'll have you leak your principal. You typically will spend more money than you make. Now, we can make you more money than you spend. We can increase your net worth, but we can provide you with a retirement plan. Like if you want to retire let's say in Puerto Penasco, like Rocky Point, or Ensenada, or Rosarito, or something
right
like
here.
that, or right here. Yeah, you could do it here. You just need more money, right?
Right.
You can do it in Mexico with for 1/3 of the cost, or you can have your investments sort of stay here, and then you can kind of retire in Mexico. And the thing that you need to understand in the next 2, 3, 4 years, Rocky Point is going to transform. You mark my words. I cannot wait to re-listen to these shows the last week, the week before, and the week before, because I have called it. Rocky Point is going to transform into something so unbelievable. But you have to understand, we already know the master plan. We know what's happening, when it's happening, and how it's happening. And that's why we are taking advantage. We are 7 steps ahead, as always, when it comes to working with your investment capital. If you want to get involved, all you have to do is pick up the phone and dial 602-254-6244 or visit us on our website, investmentpropertyexperts.com.
Real estate investing has never been easier. Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. And now, your host, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts. So during the break, we're just sitting there talking, and we're almost like reveling in this whole thing that we're doing. And, I mean, we're just kind of besides ourselves. And you know what's so cool is that now that we are in this position, I mean, guys, 2017 is going to be... Imagine how everyone is going to feel. I'm talking about our team members. I'm talking about our investors. I mean, once you hit that, baseball analogy, right? Once you hit the grand slam and you see it go over the center fence,
and it
just
jumps.
keeps on going and going and going, and you're like, should I walk or should I run around the bases? You know what? Doesn't matter, because I just hit a grand slam. I mean, that is exactly this feeling that we have right now. And then, Julie, you gave me this idea. Like, I was sitting there talking, you're like, wow, this is like a really good point to make. How did it all happen? And so it's 23 years ago. I was working at Anderson Consulting. And let's see, it was before I had owned any real estate besides my house, I believe. And I remember I was had a thing about real estate. And again, I can't quite remember if I already had a property or two or not. You know what? I think I had started buying properties. I maybe had 2, 3, 4 houses. But I, for some reason, wanted to build a house in Emily, Minnesota. And I don't know how it came about, okay? And yeah, look up Emily, Minnesota and see how big it is. And so it's like somehow I met somebody who introduced me to somebody, and next thing I know, I'm talking to this guy, and he was trying to convince me to buy this land. He's going to build a house, and then I'm going to rent it. And I don't know why. I just I want to build a house. Who doesn't want to build a house, right? And I'm sitting there trying to work this project, and he's showing me the plans, and, the numbers are kind of small and this and that. And I'm kind of looking at the market, and then, I'm working at this so hard. And then one day I'm like, why am I building a house in Emily, Minnesota? Like, what's going on? It was like taking some time away from my job, right? And so I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why am I forcing this? And then I thought of this concept, and the concept was, you know what? I need to sit back and chill out, and I need to simply be ready for an opportunity when it presents itself. Okay, so you can force opportunities.
Forcing it?
If you force opportunities, you will put yourself in a bad position, okay, potentially. But if you just sit back, you do your thing, live your life, and when that special opportunity comes along, you jump on it and you get aggressive. That is a key to life. And honestly, I have forced a lot of stuff. And that's how I've learned a lot, and that's how I get myself in trouble, get out of trouble, get in trouble, get out of trouble. I mean, you start... Okay, it's like when I started the mortgage and real estate company. I went from real estate investor making some money to, let's own 2 companies and do real estate and mortgages with 0 experience in real estate and mortgages as a listing agent, right? It's like, how stupid is that, right? And so that's why I struggled for 3, 4, 5 years to figure it out. And so it's kind of a catch-22, right? I forced it, but as an end result, I got all the experience. Now I don't even know what you do. Do you force it or not? I don't know. You know what? Here's what I'll tell you. Do not build houses in Emily, Minnesota. That's the moral of the story. 602-254-6244. But here's the thing. So now fast forward 22, 23 years, one thing I've gotten pretty good at is when something comes along.
When you see the opportunity.
When I see the opportunity, I am aggressive, and I am more aggressive than anyone I've ever met before in my life. And that is a key to success. And I'll never forget when I was being all aggressive, and the folks in my company, from a long time ago, they're like, why are you getting so excited? Why do you have to move so fast? Why do we have to drive, 2 hours to pick this up and another hour to do this and that? I'm like, because the deal's in front of us right now. And if we don't jump on it, if we don't drive that fast, then it's going to get lost. Well, what's the chance we're going to lose it? I don't care if it's 1%, 5%, or 10%. You put in 110% in anything that you do if there's an opportunity in front of you. I've always been that way. And if you have that mindset and that attitude, then you will be better in life. You'll have more money, have more net worth. And by the way, money is not everything. Your life experiences and the people you surround yourself with is everything. That is what we all will remember, and that's what I'm about. 602-254-6244.
I'm trying to remember who said the quote. I want to say it's Abraham Lincoln, but I could be wrong. But it was, I find myself, the luckier I get, the harder I work. So you put in the extra work, and it's not just a matter of luck and things happening. It's putting in the experience, the work, learning, and then these things start to show up in your life. And those opportunities are there, and you're able to take advantage of them when they show up because you're able to recognize them where maybe you couldn't have recognized them at an earlier time.
So does that, so the translation is the luckier I get, meaning the more opportunities that are presented to me, the harder you work because you take advantage of opportunities, but then you have to execute. So you end up working more, but making more. Yeah, I would agree. That is, we got to find out who actually quoted that. We'll figure it out. Guys, life is so beautiful. It really is. And it's boy, am I getting emotional? I mean, honestly, life is so beautiful though, because look at what we do. We work so hard during the week and at night, and whatever it takes, we get it done. But then all of a sudden we'll pick an afternoon and we just kind of relax, right? Typically Arceli feeding us all shots, but we relax.
Well, I think we're
all passionate about our investors. I mean, we don't just do this because, hey, it's a job and it's something to do. We're passionate about our investors. We're passionate about helping people, really about bringing people in, finding out what it is they want to do, where do they want to go, helping their lives. I mean, we've talked about this before in other shows, that we change lives. I mean, we literally change lives when people come in.
Julie just looked it up. Thomas Jefferson is the guy, and actually, he was, I think, quite an astute businessman. If I remember correctly.
Along with being president and
writing
the Declaration of Independence and a few other things. But a great businessman.
Why would you want to lower your income by being president? You might as well be a businessman. Well, if you think about it, that's what Trump did, right? He for sure lowered his income by becoming president. And wow, that's actually pretty interesting, right? And you know what I heard? I don't know if it's true or where I heard it, But I heard that he said at one point in time that he feels like he's running out of like specialty projects or doing these unbelievable, amazing things. And so I heard that he's like, well, what could I do next? Oh, how about if I become president? That'll keep me entertained for 4 years. And like literally, I'm translating what I understood he said. And boy, that is so true about life. That's why I'm on cloud 9 right now, because I've been doing real estate for a long time. Okay. And, we have the deed of trust program. We have, we roll over IRAs. We do lending to IRAs. Our in-house lending program has $40 million or so in it, which is insanity in itself. I'm a board member of a bank. I mean, we're creating a bank. So I'm sitting there talking to the mayor. And this is so funny. And I'm like, I did the, oh, by the way, did I mention that I am starting a bank? He's like, no, you didn't. Did I mention that the bank's focus is to be lending to businesses that want to do business with Mexico? No, you didn't. Did I mention that we also want to lend to investors on property in Mexico? No, you didn't. I'm like, oh, well, now you know. 602-254-6244. If you want to become part of the most amazing, I'm going to say 10 years of your investment life, then you should pick up that phone, because you mark my words, 10 years of amazing experiences is what we're going to do. And then we're going to have to find a new project. 602-254-6244 or investmentpropertyexperts.com.
The following program is sponsored by Investment Property Experts. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guests, and not necessarily the opinions of this radio station and its affiliates. All information, materials, and estimated returns discussed or presented are for educational purposes only. All services described are optional and are provided by Investment Property Experts, its affiliates, and independent third parties. All listeners are encouraged to consult with their attorney, accountant, or financial advisors before entering into any type of investment. Millionaires are made in times like these, so if you're ready to become one, then this show is for you. This is Investment Property Experts, where you'll learn the secrets and strategies for earning top dollars in today's growing Arizona real estate market. And now, your host of Investment Property Experts, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts. I have a question for you all. Do you want to become a millionaire?
Yes.
Notice he didn't answer. Oh, unbelievable. Okay, guys. So now I'm just talking to Julie. If you do not want to become a millionaire, then do not dial the phone, 602-254-6244. However, if you do want to become a millionaire, dial the phone right now. Call us. You schedule an appointment, attend an upcoming meeting, get in the office right now, and don't wait. 602-254-6244. Now, guys, here's what you need to understand. You know what? Okay, so things are going really well for us. We all know that. I mean, we're buying and selling more properties than ever before in Phoenix. We have more inventory than we ever had before in Phoenix. The residential home market in Phoenix is still going really well, appreciating. I just ordered a new updated market update report from Tina Tambor, the Cromford report. Can't wait to see all the fresh new data.
Ooh, I'm excited for that too. That's going to be a great
2017
giveaway.
is going to be really it's going to be something, okay? Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. Some people think, how much better could it get, or this and that. Well, you know what? Most people don't even know how good it is right now, let alone how much better it's going to get, or even comprehend what is going on in the market right now. And when we go through these market update reports, we look at the technical indicators, we're like, oh my God, the contract ratio is like 167. And they're just like, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Let's describe what it means. Guys, you know what? Okay, so whenever I start to feel like things are going so well, I come up with some corny idea just to show people how well it's going to go. So are you ready for the corny idea?
I'm ready.
Okay, so here it is. Now, I'm going to caveat this with I need to get approval from my attorney and make sure I can do this legally. Okay, that's my disclosure. because I would never do anything that is considered, illegal. Well, obvious. I shouldn't even use that word on the radio. Okay, so let me just say the idea. Okay, an investor comes in, and let's say they have $200,000.
Okay.
And so what we do is we wager with him or her that we can invest 100 out of their 200 and make them more money than they can invest their 100.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh,
Now, I want to
okay.
make sure we can do this, right? Because I'm not sure if we can gamble and bet on investment returns. There might be something there that is not allowed, so I really have to check this out. Disclosure. I'm not sure if we can legally do this, but let's say we could for a moment. So that means that we invest their 100, but we get to make kind of like, well, okay, we can't make the decision for them, but we would both have to agree. The investor would have to agree, and we would have to agree of the investment that we put him into, him or her. Okay.
So
because we can't make decisions for investors.
Mutual consent.
Yeah, mutual consent. Okay, with a capital M, mutual consent. Okay, so then we agree. So let's say we'd probably put them into a couple of houses. Okay, and then they would invest their $100,000 and who knows what. I can't even wait to see what they would invest in.
I'm
right?
curious too.
Yeah, and so we put it in 2 houses. We set a time frame. Call it 3 years. So in 3 years, we're going to make you more money with that $100,000 than you can make on your $100,000 in 3 years. But what are we betting?
That's what I was wondering. What's the big? I don't know.
100,000.
Really?
That's what I'd like to do because okay, think about it, right? So now the person has to make a decision of like. Either A, they think they can make more money on the outside, which is ridiculous. And so then all of a sudden he's be like, well, I don't want to lose $100,000. Oh, so you know we can make you more money than you can make on your own anywhere else. It's like a catch-22.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. Here you've got this person who's going, okay, here's my $100,000. Yes, make me the most money. But wait a minute.
But I don't want to do the bet.
If you win, I got to give you $100,000.
I
Okay.
Well, how about if we win, they give us the other $100,000, and we'll make them more money on top of that.
It's actually not such a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
They go as long as they want for 100 or for 3 years. We go with our stuff. We already do this. People start off with a deed of trust or a house, and then after a year, 6 months, or 2 years, they say, don't you have a client that literally did this? You said this earlier. The client did a deed of trust. He just got paid off. And now what is he doing?
Now he's coming back. We just talked this morning. I love this guy. He's a great guy. Yeah, he's worked with us before. He's had a deed of trust, tried us out, loves the company. Now he's coming back, wants another deed of trust, and is taking more money of his to put into purchasing a house, and is introducing his girlfriend to us with what we were talking about earlier with the opportunities down in Mexico because the return is so great. She's earning nothing now in the bank. I mean, it's sitting down there at 0.9% or whatever.
It's so weird. We came up with this idea, and it's already happening.
Well,
I'm trying to come up with something exciting, right, to get our excitement going, like, but we're already doing it. This is so weird. 602-254-6244.
It's funny because just like Tim spoke to this gentleman earlier today, it was, I think, not recently. Let's go with recently because I can't recall exactly when I had this meeting. But investor wants to diversify his funds. You know, Julie, I just don't know if I want to put everything with IPX, but where my money is now, I'm not making what IPX is making, so I'm going to pull another 100 or another whatever it was that he wanted to do. And you know what? The truth is when you invest with IPX, if you place your money in deeds of trust, properties, maybe the Mexico project, you are diversifying your funds.
You know what?
We have more opportunities than we don't.
I'm actually just what a revelation, because part of what we had before is maybe a little bit of a lack of diversification, because like the big question, right? Is a deed of trust truly diversified from buying a house? Well, yes and no. I mean, you have a lower LTV. You are probably more protected. You're making a lower return. The market could crash 30%, and you're still going to get your principal and probably your interest. You're fairly protected, right? So I would say, yeah, you're diversified because you're lending versus buying a house. But now that we have the other projects that we have released to the public, if you will, because, we've been, this is not new, right? Been working on this for like 3 years, right? The fact that no one knows about it, that's why they think it's new.
Right.
But it's not new. But this is now, we are able to offer the ultimate diversification. Oh, and I just thought of something else. With that other stuff I mentioned briefly at the beginning, that is going to be even the more ultimate diversification. Wow. The next 10 years is going to be amazing.
With IPX.
I can't even understand why somebody wouldn't call. 602-254-6244 or investmentpropertyexperts.com.
Real estate investing has never been easier. Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. And now, your host, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts. You know what? So we tried to come up with this new idea, which we basically figured out we're already doing. That was kind of depressing. The idea was, we didn't do that one. We did the other one. So who came up with that anyhow? Let's have, I remember. So if a client walks in with $200,000, we take $100,000 and we invest it with mutual consent. You take your $100,000, you invest it in anything you want. If we make you more money, then you have a soft commitment. The reason I call it soft commitment because I don't think you can make people promise to give you more money if you do. I don't know. I have to check. We're going to have all this reviewed by our attorney, just so you know. But then what Tim said, it's like after 3 years, if we make you more money, we should have them invest the rest. And then we're like, wait a minute, that's what people already do.
Who's going to walk away and go, no, you made me more than what I made, but I think I'll stick with what I'm going to do. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, my God. In honesty, okay,
funny.
I've seen some investors invest with us. We do good by them. And then somebody comes along and they say, I can do better and make you more. And even those people come back. But do you know why? It's because that other person lost all their money. And now they come back to IPX and they say, can you help me rebuild my retirement again? I have had a number of people actually do that. A number of people. And you know what? We always help them because that's who we are. We are the company that you can count on. We will always be here. We will be in your corner. Even when you leave us, we know you're going to end up coming back because I do not know anyone that can perform at the level that we perform when it comes to investing in real estate. 602, actually investing. 602-254-6244.
It's funny. The hardest part of our job is trying to convince people, and I don't even want to use the word convince. Because
we're
it's
done
real.
convincing. We're
But
done convincing.
That we're not too good to be true. We're not that little shiny object over there that catches your eye and then hooks you like a fish
Yeah,
hook.
and then you get squirted with a water bottle.
Yeah, no.
Is this a cat analogy?
we're actually...
I don't know. I look at you and I think you're a cat. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I think we're kind of like...
Aren't we doing a radio show? Oh, I just remembered. We're not just talking. We're doing a radio show. 602-254-6244.
We're kind of like, in a way, we're sort of like the doctor with the miracle cure that nobody really sort of, we hear about them, I'm not sure, and then they'll come to us and go, well, we've tried all these other doctors.
We're like the doctor that has a cure for cancer.
Yeah, sort of, yeah, and then they've tried all these other places and nothing works. And you know what? We finally decided to come to you guys. Well, why didn't you come to us earlier? But we'll still take you.
Oh, because we charge too much.
Oh,
wait a minute. We don't charge anything.
We don't charge anything.
Oh, darn it. I don't get it. I am so confused. I don't understand why the whole world isn't just working with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe it's because of this radio show.
After hearing us at this point, would you
idiots
anymore?
Because we're trying to push people away.
No.
No.
The truth really is we have a great time together. We are a family, and sometimes we get a little goofy. And that's okay.
And not everyone can take it. It's
and
like
we haven't
too
even
much
opened
medicine.
the wine yet.
That's what.
Sorry.
No, we didn't. In all honesty, 602-254-6244. If you if you'd like to but it's true. We are a little bit goofy, okay? I just realized. And maybe because we're a little bit goofy, people are like, I don't want to entrust my investment capital with a group that has a lot of fun, that laughs a lot, and that's very passionate about their business. Wait a minute. God darn it. I cannot.
And we're professional at the same time? How does that work?
Speak for yourself.
Okay. I'm very professional. Give me a call. What's that number again, Daniel?
602.
Keep
254. So you don't even know the number.
6244.
That's right. 602-254-6244.
What did we have an investor say to us earlier this week? It was so much fun. We met with him, and you and I, we were kind of joking around with him some. I mean, we're going through and strategizing and talking, and we were being serious, but we're having fun back and forth. And we got done, and he stood up and he said, "It's so nice to meet with people with a personality. I'm not just with people, just some numbers guy. You guys actually have a personality, and you can
Obviously,
talk to
he was
me."
talking about Julie.
Tim, I think I got a little bossy. Daniel, I know you've witnessed it before.
I have. Does she do that in meetings with you, too?
Sometimes.
Well, I'll talk for 5 minutes, and then,
and then she has the rest.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, if there's a pause, I don't like that pause moment. I got to fill that space, but I have all this information I want to share, and I'm sorry, Tim.
You know what? Honestly, there's nothing wrong with a controlling woman. Women.
Women. Plural.
Woman. Unless they're controlling you. That's the new theory.
And I would like to say more than controlling, strong. Very strong and knowledgeable in what it is I'm trying to express, and so there you go. I want to just let everything that's in my head come out, and boom.
It's all on the table right now. We got Julie's head all over the table. If you want to see what's inside her head, schedule an appointment. 602-254-6244. But watch out, you may not like what you see.
Hey, you guys, this went on a really big left turn back to IPX, investment property experts.
We got to keep this reminder. Okay. So
we do have fun together, don't we?
You know what, though? Why would you want it any other way? Like, a lot of people don't know, but I created my own company so I can have some place to go and work and enjoy what I do. And I wanted to create my own environment, my own culture with people that I consider friends, business colleagues, family. I mean, Thanksgiving, right? So what do? A lot of people had family, which I respect 100%, going to whatever. But IPX also hosted a little Thanksgiving dinner, and we had a number of team members that came to Thanksgiving because, they weren't able to or wanted to spend it with their own family.
Well,
my parents don't listen to the radio show.
We decorated our Christmas tree.
I'm sorry, that wasn't even nice. 602-254-6244 or investmentpropertyexperts.com. What did you talk? It's Christmas tree?
I said yesterday we decorated our Christmas tree. It felt very much like
at the house or here?
Here, at the office.
I noticed we have a Christmas tree now.
Very much like IPX family. And
you did it together.
We did it together. We had Christmas carols
going
on.
Here, Daniel.
Yeah.
Your son
No, I remember I got a
decorated.
text. I got an investor calling. I wonder... No, that's not a good idea. I'll call him back later. I was going to put him on the air, but that's too difficult. Yeah, that's right. So didn't you guys I was out of town, came back
We had hot chocolate and
this
cookies.
morning.
Your son was participating in the event.
Did he enjoy himself?
He had a good time. He didn't want to go home.
He did.
He was playing sword fight with the empty paper wrapper tube, so he was having a great time with that. Yeah, he was having fun.
Yeah, he's crazy too.
Yeah. So we had our Thanksgiving meal the night before, Wednesday night. We had a great time going out doing that, and then we had our big company setting up the Christmas tree yesterday and decorating our office, and hot chocolate and cookies and Christmas carols. I mean, we are a big family. And we've got meetings coming up tonight. We've got our investors as our family members really coming in tonight to talk to us about some of the things that you're going to be talking to them about. So it's part of being part of the family, Yeah.
Julie and I are listening to you.
And I'm just rambling, and you're looking at me like, yeah, you done yet?
How do you turn him off? Just teasing.
How do we turn all of us off?
You know what? I got an idea.
What's that?
Let's just say the phone number, and hopefully they just take us off the air. Let's try it. Ready? Okay, 602-254.
62.
Okay, ready? Okay.
All
okay.
of us together.
Okay, ready? 602.
602-254.
Let's try this again. 602.
254.
6244.
If you want to become a millionaire, what you should do is call right now, 602-254-6244 or investmentpropertyexperts.com.
Real estate investing has never been easier. Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. And now, your host, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts. I sound so weird, don't I?
We'll bring it back down to earth.
Okay.
We're kidding. We're having a good time.
I had an idea. I forgot the idea. No, it was the
Roller
idea.
coaster.
There you go. Okay, I remember now. So, if you look at everything that we're doing right now, okay, the Phoenix real estate market, what's going to happen in 2017, the projects that we have teed up, lined up for 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, but only focus on 2017. If we use the analogy of a roller coaster, where are we at right now? And I'm going to warn you both. This is a trick question, okay? You know the warnings I give. So now you each get to give one answer, okay? Julie's going to go first. Julie,
I know.
front row,
Y'all can't
Julie.
see it, but I'm raising my hand. I'm very excited. I think we're in that part where, okay, I'm on that trickle up. You know that sound? That click, 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 click
so-
as you're going up, and you're in total anticipation. You can see ahead of you what's going to happen. It's click, click. Did I get it right?
Yeah,
Did I
you
hit
just
the
stole.
nail?
You just stole
I'm
all of
sorry.
Tim's thunder, and I hope. But the joke I was going to play on her. Honestly, I thought she was going to say that, and then I was going to say, "Oh, so now you're saying that we're all scared as we're going up the hill?" But I thought, wait a minute. When we go up the hill, we're not really scared. We're just excited.
We're in
and
anticipation of what's
And that
gonna
was the trick I was
come.
going to play on you because I thought you were going to say that, and I was going to twist it up and turn it around and turn it inside out.
Daniel.
And then you
I
turn out to
told
be
you.
right again. Oh, I hate smart women.
But if you look at that, though, with that analogy, and you're looking and you get to the top, and then you look and the drop happens. And I think that's not what we're trying to say, is that the drop is going to happen. I think when the drop happens is when the excitement happens. That's when all the fun takes place. That's when the great stuff
Okay, so the
goes on.
drop is going to happen, but that's when you really start to enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
the arms are in
So
the
I
air.
know you're saying, well, the drop's not going to happen. Like the real estate market's not going to drop, but when the drop happens on the roller coaster, after you get to the top, you go over that. Oh, you know what we're going to experience before that? So you know the click, 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 click.
Yeah.
And you know at the point where it starts to go over that top, and like the first car starts to go, and you have that moment where you're just kind of like, oh, just when you thought the anticipation could not get any, then you're
Yeah.
at the top, and then you look around. This is what I do. I always look. I look to the right and to the left. I look at the landscape. I look at how high we are at that point in time, and then boom, the drop happens, and that's when you get to have the ultimate experience that you've been waiting for. That is Investment Property Experts.
The ride
In fact,
of your life.
You know what? We're going to make, just a crazy idea.
Here he goes again,
Let's
folks.
make a roller coaster in Mexico.
Oh.
That way we
Do
don't have
they
to follow
not?
any of the safety rules.
Oh, bad idea.
Oh, bad idea.
Okay, I like
No,
the
seriously.
roller coaster, but I want the safety rules, Daniel.
If you want to experience something, go to a carnival in Mexico. I mean, seriously,
Have you been
it
to
is.
one?
Yeah, I took my
Oh.
son to one. It's like I'm just standing there and there's like flying chairs, and I'm like, I think that could almost hit us in the head if we wanted it to. It's just different, right? People have to be more responsible at carnivals in Mexico. That's really the bottom line. But my favorite is when my son was doing like the bumper cars. And, he's kind of polite and considerate. You have
He's
to admit,
very
right?
polite and considerate.
And so, he's the kid. We're at school. If another little boy drops their work and spills a bunch of stuff, he'll go up to him, hug him, and say, I love you. I will help you clean this up. That's how considerate
really
and
is
nice
that
he
kid.
is. And I like to say that it's because of his father, but I know that can't be the case. Just kidding. I forgot to say the phone number. 602-254-6244. But let me finish this story. So in the bumper car situation, every time in Mexico when you try to – so there's no line, okay? You just stand along like the edge. And then when the cars stop, you run out there.
Are you-
and just first come, first serve. That's how it works. So we keep on waiting and waiting. And so Nico, he's like, the cars stop, and Nico kind of walks up. He's looking for a car. oh, there's no more cars left
Aww.
again. And so we do it again.
He's used
I'm
to-
like, Nico, you gotta go faster. You gotta find a car. Don't be too picky. Just jump in a car. And so we miss it again. And Sally's like laughing. She's like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Our son is so kind and polite. He can't even get his own bumper car, right? That's pretty much what's happening. So then I'm like, Nico, this time we're going to charge the floor, find a car. In fact, pick the car first, focus on that one. And oh, here's the secret. I told him, don't go for the ones in front. Run really fast to the back. That way you'll beat everyone because he's a fast runner, and then you'll get a car for sure. So we had devised a strategy. God, this is like investing, isn't it?
I was
That's
just,
what I was gonna say, yeah.
We just watched a couple of, little whatever bumper car
when the
experiences.
opportunity is
Yeah,
placed in
but
front of you, run.
And you got to plan, though. You got to plan and strategize and run and execute, just like investment property experts. 602-254-6244. But here's the funny part. So then the car stopped, and there was this Mexican woman and her son. She literally walked up to my son. I'm literally going to enact this. Walked up, and she grabbed him by the back of his shirt and kind of pulled him out of the car. Nico's like, what are you
What's
doing?
going on?
And he put her son in. Like, seriously, it's like, it's normal, right? And I'm like, oh, wow, did you see that? And it wasn't like a disrespectful thing. It was like, here, I'm going to help you get out of the car right now so I can put my son in and go. And isn't that hilarious? Hilarious.
This was after the ride, or he had
Yeah,
found a car
after the ride.
after the ride?
The car, he took the ride, the bumper car stopped, and what do they think that other people are trying to do? They're trying to get a car.
Right.
My son's like, why won't the car work anymore? And he's just kind of hanging out like he wants to go again.
He's not ready to stop.
And this mother, she's like, I identified that car, but why is he not getting out? Let me help you. And after he's out, he's just like, what just happened? I'm like, I don't know. It was hilarious. What a great time. It was honestly one of the best experiences in my life. The only mistake I made is I didn't know it was BYOB.
Oh, bummer.
Because, like, here, don't they serve alcohol at, like, fairs and carnivals and state fairs?
I think they do.
Usually you can at least get a beer or something like that.
Yeah. No. So this is 100% BYOB.
Well, see, and the
And
difference
they don't
you're not
sell
allowed
anything.
to bring your own in. And I'm surprised they allow you to bring your own
It's
in.
the opposite. It's
different-
the opposite.
different
You know what? We should talk
places.
about real estate. Okay.
We
602-254-6244. Let's see here. There's Phoenix most. Okay.
This
Phoenix
is-
has the most investor-owned homes in us. What does that mean? The U.S.
Silly.
Most owned by, you literally thought. That's funny. Most owned by out-of-state investors. Oh, this is
You know
interesting.
what? When you said that, actually, has the most owned by us, we might own the most IPX.
You know what?
You know what?
We're getting pretty close.
We
And if
might
it's
be
not
getting
now,
pretty close.
well, honestly, we are one of the biggest buyers right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think probably one of the biggest sellers. And that's why all kinds of people are coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, can you help me buy? Can you help me sell? Can you help me do this and that? And that's okay. We will help everyone. You know what? Because that's the type of company we are. We are here to serve. You know what? One time I told somebody, how do I address the fact that everyone thinks we're too good to be true? And they said, you don't. You are here to serve. And I like that. That's what we're here for. We are here to help. We are here to serve. We are here to give back. If your retirement has taken a hit, if you're not making double-digit returns, you need to pick up the phone and call 602-254-6244. That's 602-254-6244. Or you can go to investmentpropertyexperts.com.
Real estate investing has never been easier. Welcome back to Investment Property Experts. And now, your host, CEO Daniel Butterfield.
Welcome to Investment Property Experts. This is Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts. So I just thought of something. I actually just jumped to a computer and I want to look something up here. And what I'm looking up is our website. What is our domain again? Does anyone know? Oh, investmentpropertyexperts.com. Oh, that's a catchy name. Investmentpropertyexperts.com.
I think people should check it out. It's a good little website.
And so here's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, I remember in, I think it was August, well, that's disappointing. August of 2013, I remember that, I think it was August, 2013, that computer just crashed. I can use it on my phone. So in August of 2013, here's what happened. We were on Fox 10 News. I was on Fox 10 News, okay? And what I did was I got interviewed by Anita Roman, okay? And she didn't really give me much time to prepare. In fact, they kind of said, oh, we'll be there in an hour or two, and they showed up early. And then I was supposed to study the speech that Obama gave on that day, because it was the same day that the ex-president of the United States was in Phoenix. And I was what I did is I printed off the internet, because I did not see the speech, nor did I know at the time they wanted to interview me about what his speech said. And so I had no choice but to speak. I printed it out last minute, and I sped read. Is that a word? Can you sped read?
Read?
I speed readed. How do you say that in sped read? I think it's right. I sped read the speech. It sounds funny. That's the engineer in me comes up. So I read the speech really fast is what I did. And I figured I had enough information to be able to address. And then all of a sudden, the questions that Anita asked me was, so you know that President Obama has taken credit for transforming the housing market here in Phoenix. Okay, here I found it. August of 2013. On our website, if you go to our blog on our website, so investmentpropertyexperts.com, and then you go to our blog, and then you'll find President Obama on housing. It really should be Daniel Butterfield, CEO and founder of Investment Property Experts on housing. I'm going to change the title. And so then she asked, well, President Obama is taking credit for transforming the real estate market here in Phoenix. And I'm thinking, I'm just getting mad. Like, I'm getting upset because I'm so against what that comment represents. His rules didn't change anything. His rules didn't transform Phoenix. He didn't buy houses and renovate them. He didn't buy houses, renovate them, sell them on lease option to first-time home buyers. He didn't help them fix their credit. He didn't help them close on property so they can own the American dream. He didn't repair hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes to help, put Phoenix back on the map from the worst economy, the hardest hit city in the entire nation, to almost the number one in the nation. He did not do any of that. His programs hurt. His programs did not help. And so I'm getting these questions, and I'm getting mad, and I'm thinking, I'm on TV. I probably shouldn't get mad. And then I realized I'm not on TV. They wasn't live, right? They recorded. And so I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I got to make a decision. Like, which way do I go? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go with the truth. I'm going to go with my gut. And so I said what I felt, okay? And I'm thinking to myself after the whole interview was done, again, you can find this on our website, investmentpropertyexperts.com. And I'm thinking, God, I don't know. People are calling me, how'd the interview go and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Because I'm not sure if they're going to play it or not or what. And then when I watched it, I got, I wasn't on there just once. I think I was on there like twice. So it was like Jan Brewer, and then like me, and then Obama, and then like me. That's what I think. I'd have to watch it again. And then I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Did I get a little bit more airtime than normal? And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Then I'm thinking, you know what? I think they liked what I said. And then I'm thinking, you know what? I think they might actually agree with what I said.
Speaking the truth is always the right way.
Here's the deal. Investors, the small investors, buying 1, 2 houses, 3, 4, 5 houses, buying them, renovating them, leasing them or selling them, or we were selling a lot of houses to lease option buyers, fixing their credit and helping them regain home ownership. And so we made a big difference, not only for our investors who made money, but also for the city, because we repaired so many homes, so many houses that need $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for the renovation, houses that had burnt down by accident, fixing them up. And so we did all that. Now here's the point. The point I'm making is this. So we already did this once. Okay, we already helped repair a city. Yes.
Oh.
Did that just hit home or what?
Just the light bulb is on.
And now we're doing it again. We are, I wouldn't say repair. We are going to help build another city. Mm-hmm. That is what. Now, light bulb just went off over there. Bing,
no,
bing.
I'm just hearing you say exactly what we were talking about earlier, is taking all the experience that you've had over the years and now applying it somewhere else. This is the concept we were hitting on earlier today, the same kind of thing.
Yep, but ironically, we did this in Phoenix in a different way, and now we're going to do this in Puerto Penasco through, again, real estate, stuff. I'm trying to think, how private am I today? I can't remember. If you do want to learn about the projects that we have in Mexico, the first thing you have to do is sign an NDA, just so you know. And then once you sign the non-disclosure agreement, we can share with you our projects. Unfortunately, we do have to keep some privacy right now today, because how do I say this? Because we have to. I'm just going to keep it at that. 602-254-6244. 602-254-6244. And I will give one warning, and the warning is this. Here's my guess. I'm going to call it a guess. By the end of this year, doors going to be closed.
Ooh, for the investment.
So in the next month, you're thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Really, that quickly?
With my most recent trip, by the end of the year, door will be closed. So our clients, notice I say our clients, have the opportunity to get involved in the next 30 days or so. And after that, I think the door will close, because we're not going to need anything else.
So we're right at the top of that beginning hill of that roller coaster. We're just waiting to go over that hill, and for all the excitement and all the fun and the great stuff to happen. I mean, really, in the next month, that's what you're seeing take place.
And I just want to clarify, and the reason I say that is because I believe everything that we have invested in will be sold by the end of the year. And it's that crazy. The demand is that big. And look at the last two meetings that we had. You know, like 100% of the people are like, oh, wow, when they hear the full story.
Right. They need to hear the full story. And one of the other things I just want to point out real quickly before we go off the air is that we couldn't do what we're doing there without Phoenix.
Nope.
Phoenix is the core of everything. And, well, I don't know.
It's the nucleus. No, it's
you
100%
agree?
true. This is, hey, there's a reason why we call outside our building. Have you read our sign? IPX headquarters,
right.
Okay? There's a reason why we call this IPX headquarters, because this is the nucleus, this is the heart, this is where it all happens, and that will never change. 602-254-6244 or investmentpropertyexperts.com.